Hey, it's Steve. Welcome back to Cleared Direct. I'm an aviation vlogger, but today I'm really excited to review some amazing looking Wagyu steaks from Two Sisters Ranch. This is not a paid endorsement. I found this company on Instagram. I'll tell you more about that in a second. But why am I reviewing Wagyu beef as an aviation vlogger? Really, there's no relation other than it's the coronavirus and we're kind of sheltering in place, and I have these in my fridge, and this is just content. I'm craving to put out good content, and I'm craving to eat an amazing ribeye steak. It's kind of ironic because I've drastically reduced the amount of meat that I'm putting in my body. But what that does is that allows me to spend a little bit more and increase the quality of the meat that I put into my body. So back to Two Sisters Ranch. They showed up on my Instagram feed. I clicked on them. The meat looked amazing. The other thing that I noticed is they're from Tumalo, Oregon. I'm in Portland, Oregon. It's just on the other side of the Cascades. Tumalo is right near Bend. I'm moving to Bend, and I really want to develop relationships with folks that supply food locally. That's pretty important to me. The other thing is it appears that they ranch very responsibly. Their cattle look amazing. They're fed fresh water, no hormones, grass.
No GMOs, no antibiotics. I refuse to let anybody spray.
They're also a family business. The face of the business is a lovely human being, Rainey Boma. You'll get to meet her in a second. When I ordered a box of 6 prime steaks, I accidentally selected local pickup. Well, oops. Well, I went and picked it up, and I was lucky enough to meet Rainey herself, and she was gracious enough to be on camera. So I'll show you that interview. That weekend, I cooked up one of the New York steaks. I'll put that next. We don't have girls that are working here because of the coronavirus. The amenities are closed. We're allowed to be outside, but I can't use the grills. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook up a lovely looking Wagyu ribeye right now. We've salted it overnight. We've put it in the fridge overnight, and then I've let it warm up to room temperature, and I'm gonna cook it on an iron skillet with avocado oil, high temperature oil. That's enough talking. Like one of my favorite vloggers about meat says.
But now I say it is enough talking and it is time to cook it, so let's do it.
I'm Steve Cox. I fly fighters, airliners, and general aviation aircraft. I'm into tech, travel, anything that flies, making friends and videos along the way. Delta ground, good afternoon. Bonanza 8359er Delta Hangar City's information. Alpha, taxi VFR Bend. Hi, it's Steve. Hi. Let's go. So Rainey of Two Sisters Ranch in Tumalo, Oregon, near Bend, has graciously agreed to let me film a little bit and meet her. We're practicing social distancing, so we're a little bit. But
The dogs aren't.
The dogs aren't. The dogs are lovely. What are their names?
This is Dusty.
Hi, Dusty.
And Sage is probably up on the stairs waiting to get let in.
Hi.
Dusty.
Well, hello.
Get away.
Hello. Take me to the meat.
All right, let's go to the meat. It's very low right now.
Sales are good.
We just got this made upstairs. I just got these yesterday. Aren't they
Nice.
cute?
That'll be.
Because I have so many local pickups. I had her. This doesn't need to stay. That's the ribeye. Okay, this is what I really want to show you. This is kind of like the coolest thing on the planet. It tastes so good. It tastes almost like A5 Wagyu. It's so marbly. This is the flat iron. I kind of don't really have them in too many boxes because they're so special and you don't get very many. This is the New York. I've kind of almost decided this might be my favorite. Well, maybe the flat iron. So I wrap them because if you do sous vide, I actually take these packages and I put them straight in the water bath.
I wanted to learn a little bit more about you and have you been doing this for long? Go ahead and tell me about the history of
Well,
Two
so
Sisters
we
Ranch.
actually started, the ranch started in '05, we bought the ranch, but it was basically just a forest. And then we slowly started building out. And we didn't go into the Wagyu industry until 2013.
Okay.
And what happened is Brian wanted to have some cows on the ranch, and I said, no way is that ever happening, because we just had our beautiful Lipizans, and we talked about it more. And then I was reading a Wine Spectator magazine, and it was all about beef, and there was a whole section on Kobe beef and Wagyu and what it was, and there were some pictures, and I looked at it, and it looked so good. I'm like, if you want to have cows, this is what they can be. And then he just started researching and started out, I think we started out with 8 head, and yeah, we've just been kind of growing slowly.
Yeah, I follow you on Instagram. Your stories are great and very consistent.
Thank you.
And no, it's awesome. I feel like driving up here, I other than knowing how to pronounce your name, I knew you.
Isn't that
but
funny?
It's weird how that works. But I see that you're growing the pastures. How many pastures is the goal in this?
Oh, you know,
realm?
it really depends on how many animals we end up going with, and it kind of depends on the demand.
Yeah.
We bought a parcel on the corner, and it's 40 acres, but we do that intensive grazing so we can have more on it, because we take them off and that section gets to grow for a while, and then we move to the next one, and so on and so on.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll have about 16 sections of, not literally sections, I wish, of grazing pastures. But it kind of just depends, and we're going slow. We're not rushing it, because we just want to make sure we're doing it right, and we're staying consistent with what we do.
Well, how many head of cattle do you have now?
Today, somewhere in the 60s, no, somewhere in the 70s, and then in about a month and a half, we'll be up towards close to 100.
Okay. Now, how do you roll in sustainability, and do you practice sustainability and take care of the land? It looks like you do, and they're really into clean water and all that.
Very.
So if you can talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that.
I love that question. Actually, it's my favorite. I'm kind of the organic cop in the family. I get teased a little bit, but I literally will pay high schoolers to come over and pull weeds, because I just don't want the chemicals. I don't want to eat them.
Yeah.
I don't want them around my family, and so that's kind of the way it's always been. I'd rather have a driveway a little messier than to have all the chemicals. So we just try to stay as clean as possible. We do the water. I literally have them cleaned every week by my ranch manager. We buy just the local hay. They eat all the grass that we have, of course, and
That's great.
yeah, we just try to keep it really simple. And
Yeah.
it
Awesome.
doesn't look like a manicured lawn always, because there are weeds. But.
Well, there are some ranches, if you want to call them that, down in California. I'm sure you know the ones that I'm talking about, where you just drive by or fly over and you just don't want to eat anything from that. And and quite honestly, me personally, I think a lot of my peers and people that I follow on YouTube are reducing the amount of red meat that they have. And me personally, I am, but that kind of allows me to go premium and increase the quality that I intake, and so that's, I think, kind of the way I see this going. So I think a boutique ranch, and I hope it continues to grow for you. But I think it's a great idea, and I'm excited to try all this.
Yeah,
meat,
me
so.
too. Well, and the great thing about the meat, because it does have a higher fat content, you don't have to eat as much.
Yeah.
Which is a win-win.
Yeah.
And it's the healthier fat. So, yeah, it's great. Actually, Brian and I often will split just one, and we'll have leftover.
Nice.
So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for.
Oh yeah, it was great. I'm glad you came, and I can't wait to hear what you think.
I
It's
know.
pretty awesome. He cannot stand it.
But he loves it too
he
at the
loves
same
it.
time.
New York state of mind.
All right, first bite. tender. Very, very good umami. Good flavor, very tender. It's fantastic. 10 out of 10. Love it.
Tastes like grass.
Just like grass. All right, here's the moment of truth. The steak's warmed up to room temperature. Gonna add just a hair more salt and pepper to each side. We've got the pan warming up. With the steak this good, probably best to just keep it very simple. Salt and pepper. Rather than put the oil in the pan, we're gonna put the oil directly on the meat so it doesn't burn. Give it the first shot. Kids, dinner. Yes, my kids eat Wagyu, or apparently they will tonight. Come on over, you guys. You want to try this? Tender. Oh, the camera lady wants some, apparently. She deserves it.
I want to wash my hands so I don't get coronavirus.
Wash your hands so you don't get coronavirus. Tender. Melts in your mouth. Do it. Grass-fed is just so much different. And I guess umami is the right word. All right, Lainey.
Mommy?
Umami. Lainey.
Oh, another piece.
Okay, camera woman. Don't forget the red wine. How was it? All right, so it was fantastic. Not a sponsored ad. I will say that I did see on Two Sisters Ranch's Instagram feed that if you select local pickup and are in the Bend area and would prefer to continue to quarantine, they will deliver the steak to you. Now, conditions are changing rapidly, so check the website for details. All right, let me know in the comments below, what did I miss? What do you want to see next time? But I'd like to go back to aviation on the next video, but there's going to be more content coming. So go ahead and subscribe and you'll be notified of my next video. So until then, stay safe, stay well, and you're clear direct.
Thank you.